Happy Easter, everybody. How's y'all's Easter Sunday going? Mine's great. I've been lazy this morning, though. I did get out there earlier and I transplanted a handful of Roma tomato plants, little bitty ones that come up. I got to start moving them around the garden. I don't know where I'm going to put all this. I pulled up one of the clumps of the volunteer grape tomatoes that come up in that raised bed where that one was last year, and I've transplanted those, but they were in a clump, so I had to pull them apart. So when I transplanted them, they kind of wilted over, but they got plenty of water, so I'm hoping they'll perk up by in the morning. I got a cough drop on my finger. And I found the pot of Roma tomatoes that had come up out there. So I started transplanting part of them, thinning them out. Because I've still got the whole bucket of Roma tomatoes out here on the patio, that are coming up. Maybe I'll give some to my son. I don't know if he'll want them or not. He's been told he can't have anything spicy, so I mean, I'm sure, hopefully he can still eat tomatoes, stuff like that, as long as you don't put a lot of spices or hot peppers and stuff like that in them. I don't know. Let's see who we got in chat today. Shatika, Susie, Edith, welcome on your Easter Sunday. I hope y'all are having a blessed Easter Sunday. Again today, Susie? We had enough of that last night. I don't think I want any more today. Oh my goodness. Merry Easter Sunday from Edith. I just did my aerobics exercises. Well, good for you, Edith. Yeah, I had to get out there and fix my shade cloth, and I don't know if we get another strong wind like we had last night. I don't know what's going to happen to the shade cloth. I'm already going to have to replace part of it because it just tore it all off the border and it's just hanging there. But I don't have anything to put up there right now, so it's going to have to wait. Oh, you like my flowers back here? These are some artificial flowers that my daughter gave me quite a few years ago. She was redecorating and stuff, and she got rid of this whole bouquet of large flowers, which they cost a fortune if you go buy them. And she says, Mom, you want these? I said, well, sure. And I had already sent her a vase of flowers that had this vase with it. So she gave me the vase that I gave her with flowers in it back with the flowers that she gave me with it. So, and I'll keep them forever because you can wash them. Every once in a while I'll take them out of the vase and I'll put them in a sink full of soapy water and just douse them around and rinse them off and let them dry, and they're just as good as new. We got Paula, Wilson. Hi, Wilson. Yeah, I thought they looked kind of Eastery, so I put those behind me instead of just the blender and all that other stuff. I got an ice maker on one side, my blender on one side. I got my mixer over here. I got a whole wall of appliances back here behind me. So I had to soften it up a little bit, so I stuck the flowers in there. Do you need to water the flowers? No, I don't. These are artificial flowers. They don't need water. We got enough rain yesterday and the day before. We don't need to water anything. We got more rain last night. No, I'm not fixing pork neck bones this evening. I don't have any. I'll have to buy some. Pork neck bones, rice, and beef tripe. I could handle the neck bones and rice, but not the beef tripe. But I'm sure hoping everybody's having a good Easter Sunday. Oh, I was so sick. I didn't realize what the problem was Saturday during my Easter live. Me trying to sing and my voice was off. I couldn't hit notes. I felt like I sounded terrible, and I apologized in the description. But I realized they were next door when I was out in the yard working in the corner of the garden where the new part of the garden is with the raised beds. I was doing stuff out there, and they were out there spray painting the outside of that house. Well, the wind was blowing away from me, so I didn't think I was breathing any of it. Well, evidently I was breathing part of it, because that's what my problem was. My chest was just irritated and raw. It was burning, and me trying to sing, it didn't work together too well. But I took 2 Benadryl last night, went to bed early, and my chest felt a lot better today. It's not completely cleared up, but it feels a lot better. And I know better. I can't be in the yard anywhere where people spray painting and stuff like that unless I have some kind of mask on. I got deathly ill one time when they were on my roof and they spray painted the vent silver up there, and I was standing out in the yard, and I breathed enough of it that it made me sick for a week. It gave me bronchitis, and I was steadily taking Benadryl to clear it up. So when I redo my mailbox, I've got spray paint to do part of it, so I'm definitely going to have to wear a mask to do that. Happy Easter, Tamra. Welcome. How's your Easter Sunday going? Oh, they're great. They're out there sleeping right now. They got irritated at me. I fed them their regular cat food out of the can, the Friskies that they have every day. And they always loved it until I gave them that can of tuna fish. Oh my God, they don't want anything but tuna fish now, but I got news for them. They got to eat regular cat food. So the dish I'm making tonight for my dinner has tuna fish in it. So I opened the cans of tuna fish and I drained the water into their bowls on some dry food. And that's what they're going to get for dinner tonight. So that ought to make them happy. Yeah, we needed this rain very much. Yeah, and my garlic chives are burst out in little bitty seedling bulbs, just like the walking onions do. And the walking onions are getting ready to burst open. So I'm going to have a bunch of Egyptian walking onion little seedlings, bulbs for people to plant. I know I got to send Tamara some because she was asking for some. I'm a lovely cat mom. Well, they don't think so this morning. They were both wanting tuna fish, and I said, no, you're going to have to eat what I give you. I can't spoil them to tuna fish. They'll be wanting tuna fish every single meal. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving it to them, but I feel like they need more. There's probably vitamins and other stuff in the cat food that cats need. And I'm afraid if you give them just straight tuna fish, they're not going to get everything they need in it. So, not long at all, Wilson, because they've already sprouted. Those garlic chives I sent you already started sprouting, so they should be popping up out of the ground. They need to be in the sun, though. I mean, they'll grow in the shade, but they do better in the sun. Or mostly sun. They can tolerate some shade. Let's talk about it. Well, welcome. Let's talk about it. New subscriber. Welcome to my channel. Exactly, Edith. They're just like us. They find that there's something better than their cat food, and that's what they want. Just like sometimes we want chips or cheesecake. They want that tuna fish. And like I said, I've given them the water that I drained out of the cans of the tuna fish that I'm going to fix this evening. And I've got it in their bowls. So when little buddy comes scratching for his dinner, that's what they're going to get. And I think they'll be happy. Well, it must be your reception, Wilson. I don't think there's any problem on this end. Yeah, I've already promised Tamara some Egyptian walking onion bulbs so she can have some to plant. And another subscriber contacted me through Messenger, and they said, how much would I charge them for some of the Egyptian walking onions to plant? And I said, just postage, if she wanted them, but I don't have them ready yet. They've got to pop open and be on the onion for a little while before you can take them off and plant them. They need to at least mature up there. And they'll start growing sprouts just like those that I sent Wilson. So Wilson, yours should be growing already if you got them in a good spot. You don't let them dry out completely. They don't like it to stay wet, but they like a little bit of moisture. The onions do, and they like to be in the sunshine. And they can tolerate some shade, but they do like sun. Just like the Egyptian walking onions. They'll grow in the shade, but they like the sun even better. Well, I realized if I send them in that mailing envelope, they charge me $9 flat rate on that little envelope, no matter what I put in, it seemed like. And then if it goes over a certain weight limit, they charge more. So I might try to send the little walking onion bulbs in a regular box and not put them in those envelopes. And that might be a little bit cheaper. Because I noticed the Wandering Jew that Stephanie sent me, I noticed the postage on that was $8 for what she sent. And I appreciate that. I haven't had Wandering Jew growing in my yard in many years. Now, if I can keep Lucky out of the pot, he's already climbed up in the pot, pushed the stakes over, and killed one of my potato vines out here on the porch because he wants to be in that pot. And I got caladium bulbs planted in it. And if I can't keep him out of it, my poor caladiums will never come up. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I fix him a place in the greenhouse. He can go in there and climb in that little black tub anytime he wants. But now he'd rather be in the pots that I plant stuff in. Wilson, the ones I sent you were garlic chives. They're just like an onion, but they're garlicky. So you can eat them like an onion. Because they kind of taste like an onion, but yet they taste like garlic as well. So, and I can send you some of the Egyptian walking onions as soon as I get some. Like I said, they're still not all up to the top to burst open yet, so I haven't got any yet. I will pretty soon, though. Yeah, those garlic chives don't get very big. And the blade stays kind of thin. And you can just break the blades off and chop them up in your dish, or you can eat them in a salad or anything. Yeah, I'm going to have plenty of garlic chives as well because, oh my God, I've got a whole tub of them that have bursting open like crazy out there that I'm going to have to get the little pods off of. You'll have to have a garden in your window, Gladys. And there's Donna. Hello, Donna. Happy Easter to you. You have regular chives? Yeah, I was out there messing around this morning. I've got to buy some more cinder blocks to put some of my buckets up on that I've got tomatoes and walking stick kale and stuff like that planted in. Because I've got the spouts on them, but they need to be elevated a little bit so I can put the buckets under them to catch the runoff, to save on water and compost and fertilizer and all that good stuff. Blessed Easter to you too, Donna. And there's Gladys. Yeah, Gladys, you'll just have to have you a window garden box in your window. You have a window that gets any sunshine? Have to get you a little window box. I'm hoping pretty soon they'll, stop having this water rationing. But I mean, I've got enough runoff buckets and stuff that's going to keep my garden going this summer. Plus the containers I've got with compost tea in them. But it's just a little bit more work on me to have to go water everything with a bucket. But I fertilize them at the same time I'm watering them when I do that. And that's once a week. And then I water them once a week with the regular water, the out of the garden hose. Oh no, Wilson's granddad on his dad's side died on Good Friday years ago when I was a child. I'm sorry. I intend to, Tamara. Yeah, you're going to get some garlic chives. I planted those things from seeds years ago and they didn't come up when I wanted them to. And then they started popping up everywhere. I guess I must have used some of the dirt that was in that pot or tote in other pots and they started coming up all over the garden. Now I got garlic chives everywhere. Oh, well, how nice, Gladys. You got a Easter turkey dinner. That was real nice of that lady. Thank you, Uncle BB. Happy Easter to you as well. I got over my scare. I haven't heard on the news or I haven't been on Facebook to see if there was any damage from tornadoes anywhere around close. I'm almost afraid to know. Because back years ago, they started a Habitat for Humanity little subdivision on the other side of town. And they never had built homes there before, but they cleared a whole area for its own little subdivision. And they were building nothing but Habitat homes in there. They got a few of them built completely finished. I don't think anybody had moved in them yet. Or they might have, I'm not sure. But some of them were just being built. Some of them were like half being built. We got hit by tornadoes that year, and it wiped out that whole Habitat for Humanity division over there where they started those homes. And I just said, I hope that nobody had signed any paperwork on any loans for those houses to buy them. Because, if they finish the house and you sign the papers on it, it don't matter if a tornado takes that house out, you got to still pay the note off. And your house is gone. But that lady that came over here that helped me the first time to move the wood chips, she has a home over in that subdivision. And she just recently moved there, I think, a couple of years. And it was way after the tornadoes hit. She didn't know anything about that area being hit with tornadoes a few years ago. Because she said, I didn't know anything about that. I said, yeah. I said, I felt sorry for anybody that may have already signed over the paperwork for their house and the sale had went completely through because from my knowledge, I said it wiped out every one of the homes. And I said, it don't matter if the tornado wiped it out. If you've already signed the bank note, you still got to pay that note off. But they rebuilt after that and they've not been hit again. Let's just hope they don't get hit anymore. One year they hit on the opposite side of town and took out streets of homes in Oak Trail Shores. It's come through my area here several times. Took out tree limbs. That's the reason I got those two tall tree stumps at the end of my house here. It's because tornadoes come through one year and just whipped the tree limbs out and bent some of them over, broke them over. It didn't pull the whole tree out, but we got the limbs and everything cut off them and they just left the tree stump. Like I said, it right over here across the street, just outside of the subdivision here where the church is, the tornado come through, pulled the steeple up off of the roof, set it down on the ground beside the church and went on. And I think that was the same year it come through here and took out the tree limbs on those cedar trees. And one year it went down the opposite way, down the other street. It came down to my street and then turned and went down the opposite direction. And it picked up friends of mine, their mobile home, and moved it back 4 feet and set it back down. And they were in Fort Worth at a childbirthing class when they came home, and it was already dark. They pulled up in their driveway, and Carolyn says, Don, something don't look right. Somebody's moved our porch. Because there was like a 3 or 4 foot gap between the porch and the house, when the porch was right up against the house. And then she realized, no, the porch didn't move. The house moved. The whole house moved. It just picked it up, moved it back 4 feet, put it back down, didn't turn it over, didn't tear anything up. They had an aquarium in the living room. It didn't even spill a drop of water. But you know, it was weird because every dish in her kitchen cabinet was in the floor. That was weird. I don't want anything to happen to that pretty cowboy candy bookcase. Yeah, I don't want anything to happen to that either. I worked too hard on it, Uncle BD. Yeah, you know when you hear that siren, it's close. Because sometimes they'll call me on that emergency line, and they called me twice last night on it to tell me there was a tornado warning here. And after the second call is when I started hearing the siren, and I went out on the step. And I said, oh my God, they're not kidding. I said, it's pretty close for that siren to be going off here. Because I don't think the sirens even went off when the tornadoes did come through. I don't know why they didn't, but maybe it was just all of a sudden thing and they didn't even know the tornadoes were there. I don't know. But yeah, we have tornadoes around this area pretty much every year. Not as bad as very north Texas and Oklahoma and that area, but we do get them down here every year. We get the tornadoes, the hailstorms. That's why my carport is up, because I've had 2 cars damaged from hail falling. And it boosted my insurance up because I had to get the cars fixed under the insurance. And I said, well, I'm going to put a carport up. I said, it's going to have to destroy the carport before it gets to the car. And so far, I've not had a car damaged under the carport anyway. Now, when I bought this car, the year I bought it, I had it parked in the parking lot at work. And we got a hailstorm. Guess what? Before I could get out there and move my car under a cover, it was damaged. I had to file an insurance claim to get it fixed because it was brand new. It wasn't even 6 months old yet. And my insurance doubled. And I said, well, so much for the carport, because my car wasn't home that day. It was at work. Little buddy scratching at the door. He hears my voice, so let me go give him and Lucky their dinner with tuna fish water in it. Oh, I got something good for you. Where's Lucky? Huh? Where's Lucky? Come on, Lucky. Over here. Over here. There you go. Right here. It's got tuna fish. I can't believe it. It's got the tuna fish water in it, which they love, and they don't want to touch it. They want tuna fish in it. So I'm going to get them a spoonful of tuna fish and give it to them. Silly cats. They said, what? Juice and no fish? I'll give them a little bit. I can't spoil them too much, you know? They'll never want to eat regular cat food again. That's what they wanted. They're eating it now. They said, you can't fool us. They said, you can't fool us. Let me go out here and show you. If I can take it out here without losing everybody. Look at this. They're down here eating now. I put that little bit of tuna fish in there. You better go back there and eat it. That stray cat will come out here and get it. Yep, that stray cat will come out here and get it. No, not little buddy's, yours, right there. Picky kitties. They're spoiled kitties, y'all. They are definitely spoiled kitty cats. I don't know why they love tuna fish so much. But I've tried to give them a little bit of fried catfish. They turn their nose up at it. I've tried even a piece of raw fish. They turn their nose up at it. But tuna fish, they dig right in. And there's Country Girls Cooking. Hi there. Happy Easter to you. And Jim, happy Easter. Too Tall Rob, happy Easter. Country Girls, happy Easter. Oh, my nose is itching. Country Girls Cooking, did you cook something good today? I haven't cooked it all yet. I ate a ham and cheese sandwich for lunch earlier. Well, it was actually like mid-morning. That was my breakfast and lunch. And I'm going to make me a tuna salad for dinner tonight. With the vegetable pasta noodles. I think it's going to be real good. No, you've been Easter egg hunting? Yeah, I wanted something kind of simple and cool, and I can eat it for a couple of days. I love tuna pasta salad. Oh, I love it to death. Yeah, I got smart, spoiled cats, Wilson. Can't fool these kitties. These fur babies, they know what they want. Yeah, I love pasta too, just about any kind of pasta. I love it. And I didn't post the video this morning that I was going to post because I ended up posting the one of the wind damage to the shade cloth and everything. But I've got one on some fudge that I'm going to post sometime. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow morning or not, because I'm going to do a video on my pasta too tonight. So I'll have 2 cooking videos to post sometime, either tomorrow morning or the next morning, or I don't know. We'll see. I'll toss a coin and see which one gets posted first. I don't understand that language, whatever that is. Fluid, fluid, I don't know. Welcome, whoever you are. I can't pronounce your name. I don't know what you're saying in your chat, but I know you're saying hi, so hi back. You're going to fix pork neck bones tonight and rice, Wilson, with beef tripe. Well, more power to you. Well, it's not really a cooking channel. I started my gardening channel about 3 years ago. And it's all about growing vegetables, cooking what you grow, and that type of thing. And people have really loved my cooking videos. Some of them rather see my cooking videos than to see my gardening stuff, but I got viewers that want both. So I try to alternate. I can't post every day a cooking show, but I do my best because I have to get my gardening and my other stuff in there too. Yeah, well, this one's a fudge recipe, so I think you'll love it because it's one of the best ones I've ever gotten hold of. And it's my own recipe. I didn't use it from anywhere. I didn't look it up or nothing. To my knowledge, I'm the only one that's come up with this. So, and it turned out pretty good, I must say. I love it. I've eaten a great big old hunk out of it already. Anti-Jamila. Anti-Jamila. Yeah, Wilson wants some. Well, the neck bones and the rice I could handle, Wilson, but not the beef tripe. Love you too. Foed. I don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. I just don't know how long it takes to really get going. To me, it's an inspiration channel. Well, thank you, Uncle BB. I'd love to have some neck bones and rice. I'm going to have to get me some neck bones and cook me some. I haven't had any of those in probably 40 years. I used to eat neck bones quite often because they were something that back when I was real young and first married we could afford to buy to eat. You know, was neck bones and rice and chicken maybe once a week and tomatoes, stuff like that. But I haven't eaten any neck bones in many, many years. Get off my butt and get busy. Country Girls Cooking with Rhonda. I've got 186 subscribers. Well, I think I've already subscribed to your channel, Country Girls Cooking. I'm pretty sure I have. I try to subscribe to everybody that comes into my chat. So I'll check, but I'm pretty sure I've already subscribed to it. Your grandma, well, you can eat the meat because the meat is cooked tender and it just comes right off the bone. You don't have to worry about the bone. But neck bones are good if they're cooked right. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now to make sure I did subscribe to it, but it may show that I have or haven't on this one. Because I found every device you go to a channel on, it might show that you haven't subscribed or you already subscribed and you didn't realize it. Country Girls Cooking with Rhonda. Well, if I didn't, I've just subscribed again, so. You got 58 videos and 187. Biscuits apple pie bake. That sounds good. I was going to show you. There's Rhonda. Country Girls Cooking, y'all. I don't mind giving you a plug. I know how hard it is to get to 1,000 subscribers. I was there too one time. It ain't easy. You've had an emotional day? Oh, well, I hope it's all good. Pig feet and pork fat. No, I don't want any pig feet, but I'll take the fat back. I love fried fat back just as good as I do bacon, but you can have the pig feet. I sure have, Henry. I've had a blessed day today. No problems. Got my shade cloth halfway fixed. I got to buy a new section for it. You like pig feet, country girls cooking? I've never eaten any. It's just the idea of it. I don't even want to try them. My dad loved them. He'd eat them anytime he could get hold of a jar of pig's feet. He'd eat them. The pickled pig's feet. He loved those things, and they just look gross to me. Now, flapjacks I can handle. Your dad used to fix chitlins. My grandparents did when they killed hogs every year. I like the what that is I'm hearing. Sound like somebody tearing something down. I like the oh, what am I trying to think of? Cracklins. When they boil the pig fat in the big black pot over the fire in the backyard to make their lard. You know, you had all those little pieces of pork rind that fried and crispy, just like pork rinds, you know, that you buy in the bag. But we get the cracklins. It was smaller pieces with a lot of meat, a lot of fat on them that was fried. So it was kind of soft. It wasn't, I mean, it was crispy and soft combined. Wasn't quite as hard as a pork rind. Oh, I used to love those things. We all did. We'd scoop those things out of the fat with a basket, put them out on some paper towels to drain them, put salt on them, and eat them as soon as they were cool enough to put in your mouth. They were so good. Now, I've eaten frog legs when they were fried because I thought it was chicken, and they were okay. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get a frog leg. And I'm not going to go hunt frogs to kill them, to cook them and eat them either. And I'm not making frog leg soup. I'm sorry. If I'm starving to death and there's a frog there, I might make soup out of him. But that's the only way. Otherwise, the poor frog can keep his legs. No, my black tape was Gorilla Tape. But that black Gorilla Tape is so much stronger than the gray Gorilla Tape. So I came in the house and later and got my black Gorilla Tape and went out there and retaped some stuff. Yeah, the fried frog legs are pretty good. I just, I was like 12 years old the first time I tasted them, and it was just the idea of what I ate that got me. I never would try them because I wasn't going to eat a frog leg. And my brothers went frog gigging one night, come home with a bunch of frog legs. They cooked them the next day with rice and stuff. No, they fried them like chicken. And I come home from school, or I come in the house hungry, went running in the kitchen. And my older brother Donnie said, "Linda, you hungry?" I said, "Yeah, I could eat something." He said, "Well, there's some fried chicken on the stove. Go get you one. Well, go get you some." Well, there was 3 little fried chicken legs, or what looked like little fried chicken legs over there. And I questioned, I said, "Well, they're awfully small." He said, "Well, they're just little bantam roosters. That's why their legs are smaller. They're smaller than big chickens." I believed him because the bantams are smaller than regular chickens. And I picked one up and I ate it, and I said, "Well, it's a little different, but it's pretty good." He said, "Sis, you know what you just ate?" I said, "Yeah, a little bantam chicken leg." "No, you just ate a frog leg." I could have killed him. But they were pretty good. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference between a frog leg and a chicken leg, really. It's just the idea of what you're eating. There you go, Autumn. Welcome, Autumn Lane. I didn't recognize your name either, but welcome. I can't even buy my own phone. I need a new phone. I need an upgrade phone, but I can't afford them. I have to use my cheap $49 a month phone. I think my phone only cost about $150, and I bought it at Walmart's Good Friday sale a couple of years ago. Chicken on a lily pad. There you go, Uncle BB. I never thought of it that way. Chicken on a lily pad. Somebody was watching my videos and they saw how many snails I've got in my yard. They're all over my garden, all over my yard. Crawl up all my pots. They're everywhere. Big ones, small ones, you name it. And they said, well, they're real good to eat. I said, they might be, but I'm not eating them. I don't care what you call them, whether you call them escargot, a fancy name, or just downright snails. I don't want them in my mouth. No way, no how. Yeah, you've probably been there a few times. Seemed like I remember your name. I've been doing bad on trivia night so far. Yeah, but you still got seeds, Wilson, so you still won. Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. It's the mental part of what you're eating that you can't get past. Because you're not used. If I grew up eating them when I was little, and didn't pay attention to what I was eating, then at 11, 12 years old, it wouldn't matter. I'd be eating them and think they were great. But you know, I had never eaten or tasted one till I was about 11 or 12. And just the idea of eating a poor frog's leg, I didn't want to do it. There you go, Gladys. I don't want anything to do with an old snail. I first thought that was a lawnmower, but that sounded like a go-kart going by the house. That slime is called squealing, and it's worth a lot of money. Well, I don't know where you live, Autumn, but you can come pick up all the snails you want in my yard. My plants would love you to come pick them up and get rid of them. Take them off. Go eat them. Squeal line. I've never heard it called squeal line. What is squeal line? You're saying that snails are squeal line? Oh, I've got 1,000,000 snails in my yard. Like I said, there's great big ones, there's little bitty ones, there's all kind. I gotta look that word up. Squeal. I gotta spell it right though first. Oh, it said squeal line is a misspelling of Squalene, squalene, or squalane. Both are organic compounds found in the body, often used in skincare and other applications. It said it's a triterpene, a colorless oil that naturally presents in human sebum and can be found in shark liver oil, according to the encyclopedias. It's a saturated oil derived of squalene and is widely used in skincare products as moisturizer. It helps increase hydration and has anti-inflammatory properties which can benefit skin condition like acne and eczema. Well, there you go. It makes good skincare products. But I don't want to eat it. Linda ate so much I got a bellyache. Yeah, that's what I read. It's for, and there's blue butterflies. Hello. Welcome to our Easter chat today. Happy Easter to you. I don't know of anybody that wants to buy them. That's the problem. I'd collect all of them and put them in a bucket or something, but I don't know anybody that would want to buy those things. And there's Patty C. Happy Easter to you too. Who would want to buy them? I'd gladly gather them up and sell them to whoever was around here that would want them, but I don't know anybody that would want to buy them. I've known for years they've used insects and all kind of creepy crawlers to make makeups and skincare products, but I never thought about snails being in all that too. Slugs got into your friend's house? I don't have a well. Mine is city water. That's why I have a monthly water bill and a water rationing right now. If I had my own well, it wouldn't be rationing water. Yeah, are you doing okay, Donna? I guarantee you, if I had my own well down here, it'd be full of slugs. It'd be full of snails because I got so many around here, it's ridiculous. Every time I go in the garden, I'm pulling at least one or two off of a pot or a toad out there and throwing him somewhere. Well, we got some rain yesterday and last night, so my garden is pretty wet right now. And I don't think we're supposed to get any more rain this evening, but in a couple of days they're forecasting another round of rain. And in the 10-day forecast, it looks like you wait a few days and it's supposed to rain. Wait a few more days and it'll rain, and that's perfect right there. If it would just come a little shower to wet everything down every couple of days or so, I wouldn't have to water. I'd just have to, well, I'd have to with compost tea because that's their fertilizer, the plant food. But yeah, I wouldn't have to water. My dad never had to water his garden in North Carolina. He planted a big old garden behind the house, and it grew like crazy, never had to worry about watering it. But, you know, we lived in lowlands close to the ocean, and it was swampland. So all the land was low there. Most people did have to bring in backfill to build their lots up to put a house in. And that's my problem right now with the property I own back there. I can't afford the backfill to bring in loads of dirt to fill it up, to put anything on it. I've got a diagnostic mammogram Thursday. Well, good luck with that, country girl. I hope you're not having any problems or lumps or anything. Hopefully it's just a routine diagnostic mammogram. Yeah, we'll hope that if there's anything there, it's benign, but hopefully there's nothing there. You're supposed to get some in Louisiana tonight, Henry? Well, we got ours last night and yesterday, day before. You already had one biopsy. Okay. Yeah, we made it through, and I haven't checked the news or Facebook to see if there was any damage around here. I don't even hardly want to know, really. Yeah, mine is a gardening channel with cooking what you grow and all kind of other recipes and crafts. I cover a little bit of everything, but it's mostly gardening, composting in place, and cooking what you grow. And my fur babies are in all of it because they pal around me in my garden with me every time I do a video. They're right there with me. One of my viewers messaged me and she said, "You know what? I was watching your video with you working on your shade cloth in your garden." And she said, "I like to die when that cat climbed your ladder." I know he surprised me when I saw him go up that ladder. Yeah, we'll all have to pray for Patty, that she gets a good report on that diagnostic mammogram. It was funny. You saw it too, Country Girls Cooking. I watched him. I just happened to see him when he went toward that ladder. And I said, "I don't believe Lucky's climbing my ladder." He probably would have stayed there if I hadn't walked off and had to go in the house to get something. And he's so used to following me, he come down the ladder to see where I was going, I guess. Yeah, cats are funny. They do funny things. And some of the funniest things they do, I never have the camera to catch it. So I felt fortunate here lately that I caught Lucky laying under the rose bushes. And then after I started filming him, he come walking out between the rose bushes. And then I was lucky that I had the camera aimed toward the ladder when Lucky started going up the ladder, or I would never have gotten that. My biopsies were in my intestines, colon. Not looking good. Oh no, sorry. Well, I hope everything goes good with all that, Patty. Well, North Carolina is where I'm from. Country Girls Cooking. I'm from Atkinson, North Carolina originally. That's where still my brothers live. I got, three? Donnie lives in Atkinson. Eddie lives in Atkinson. Mitch lives in Atkinson with their wives and kids. I've still got other family, cousins. I've got one aunt that's still alive that lives there, my Aunt Gladys. So I usually try to get home about once a year, but I didn't make it home last year. When I did make it home, it was around the new year when my sister-in-law died. I didn't make the funeral, but I got there the weekend after, or the week after the funeral. Yeah, you have to stay positive when you're diagnosed with anything that's scary like that. Just stay positive. Yeah, where in North Carolina are you at, Country Girls Cooking? I'm from that little town called Atkinson. It's about 20 miles inland from Wilmington, the port city. I worked in Wilmington, Pelham, North Carolina. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Pelham, Danville, or Reidsville. But I'm from right along the coastline where all the Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach, Fort Caswell, that area. Yeah, Dennis is probably with his grandkids or he's making a video. I saw that little short that he did of making Gladys a birthday cake. He made her, it looked like a German chocolate, one layer cake. I don't know if he put a second layer on it or not, but it looked good. I love German chocolate. You live at the beach? What beach? Oh, you love the beach, not that you live. I started to say I didn't think Pelham and Reedsville and Danville were anywhere close to the coastline. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time at Wrightsville, Carolina Beach, Fort Caswell. And then before I moved to Texas, I actually lived on Oak Island. So I live right on the ocean. I could just step out my front door, walk down 2 blocks, and I was on the beach strand. Yeah, Patty's youngest daughter, or her daughter, lives in Wilmington. That's where I worked every day when I was old enough to work, and I still lived in Atkinson. I drove into Wilmington to work every day at J.M. Fields. J.M. Fields is not there anymore. It was a department store kind of like Walmart, but J.M. Fields is on a little smaller scale. Oh, I didn't want to move to Texas. I kept telling my husband I'm not going. But he come home one Wednesday and he said, we got to be in Granbury, Texas. I got to be on the job Monday. I said, I'm not going to Texas. But here I am, and I've been here ever since. He's since retired, and he's already back in North Carolina, and I'm still in Texas. But, sometimes things work out for the best. Texas is better climate for my arthritis. My arthritis doesn't bother me as bad here as it would if I was living in North Carolina because of the cold and the humidity back there. My allergies are terrible out here because I'm allergic to everything. Patty's daughter lives in Wilmington, 20 miles from my hometown. And not far from Oak Island, where I used to live but just before I come to Texas. So I know exactly all the area where her daughter's at in Wilmington. But Wilmington has grown and changed so much, I don't hardly recognize Wilmington when I go back home now. Oh my goodness, country girl. She said her previous husband passed while I was at the beach, fell, hit his head, and passed in our bedroom. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. You go to the beach to have a good time and then something like that happens. That's awful. I probably would never want to go to the beach after that. But you never know. You never know when your time is coming. Whenever it comes, it comes. You grew up next door to one another, the boy next door. That's so sad. You've remarried? Well, good. I don't think Patty C is in North Carolina yet, but I think she wants to move there where her daughter is. I think she was telling me that she plans to move close to where her daughter is in Wilmington. That is just so sad. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how careful you are. When your time comes, it's there. That's all there is to it. You can't live in a bubble. Yeah, you're close to kind of where my ex-husband is. He's from Vale, North Carolina, which is just outside of Charlotte. And I don't remember the area that you're from there outside of Charlotte, Patty C. But his parents were there in Vale, North Carolina when they were alive. And he inherited their farm and their brick home after they passed away. So that's where my ex-husband is right now. That's where I would have been if we hadn't got divorced. Oh, he had seizures, but had been seizures free for 3 years. I can't even talk. Yeah, the only thing is we don't know when our expiration date is, Tamara. We've all got an expiration date, but we don't unfortunately know when that is. The good Lord above does, but we don't. And there's Tom Lingle. Hello. Happy Easter, Tom. Wilson's back. He had to get something to eat. Talking about food made you hungry, didn't it, Wilson? Yep, just got to be ready. Yep, you got to live your life right. Be right with the Lord, because when your time comes, it's coming. And you just don't know when it's going to be. I try to live every day in a way that I have no regrets. I don't hurt people. I don't do things against people. I don't take the good Lord's name in vain. I try to live a good life. Basically, I try to live by the golden rule, do unto others as I have them do unto me. And that's one thing I can say. If I died right now, I have a clear conscience. I have no regrets. No regrets. I know my heart is pure. Yep, it's all in God's hands. It's not in ours. We have no control over it. We think we do, thinking we can get to doctors and do this and do that, but really we don't. It's in God's hands. Even if you get to the doctor and he can help you, if God says it's your time, if there's nothing that doctor can do, you're gone. I mean, I know that in my heart. I know when I had my cancer scare many years ago, my son, he said, Mom, you had a positive attitude. I think that's one thing that got you through all of it. Because he said you always had a positive, uplifting attitude. You never were down. I said, that's because I put everything in the good Lord's hands. Because I knew it was out of my hands. It was out of the doctor's hands. And then, by gosh, it came out in the end that I never had cancer to begin with. Or if I did, for some miracle, it was gone. So, some people said, well, you should have sued the doctors for the misdiagnosis and that's the other. I said, well, I don't know if it was a misdiagnosis or not. I feel like it was. But it wasn't cancer. It ended up not being cancer. It was nothing life-threatening, so I feel fortunate, I just bless my lucky stars in heaven that I made it through it all. Yes, it can, country girl. Blue butterflies, I like that name. Put copper wire in your garden. I don't have any copper wire. What a joyful day. If I pass today, I'll be reunited with my husband and meet my Lord. Yeah, but I don't think you'll be going anytime soon, Tamara. Well, way to go, Tamara. She's making a pork tenderloins and roasted veggies for a small group of families and friends today. Well, after my chest being so bad with allergies over breathing that paint fumes, I decided just to stay home today. Usually I go to my son's on Easter, but I think this is the first year I didn't make it in many, many years. Usually we always spend the holidays together, you know, Christmas, not New Year's, but Christmas, Easter, his birthday, that type of thing. I think this will be the first Easter that we didn't get together. But we got together, what, a week or so ago, so that was all right. We just had an early Easter. Oh no, Patty, my doctors lost my pap smear years ago when they found it went from stage 1 to cancer to 4. Oh no. Yeah, no plans to go anytime soon. I haven't made any plans to go. I'm here. Y'all have to put up with me. Well, maybe it'll just disappear, Patty. They can diagnose you with anything, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay there and be that, because the good Lord can get rid of it. There's Jana. Hey, Jana. How's your Easter Sunday going? I got out there and transplanted some Roma tomatoes that I pulled out and some of those grape tomatoes that were growing in a clump. And unfortunately, when you have to separate them like that and they don't have dirt left on their roots, the first thing that happens when you put them in a new pot is they wilt over. So you don't know if they're going to make it or not, but I planted them, I put compost tea on them, and now I'm just going to hope for the best. Hopefully they'll be perked up by in the morning. Yeah, onions are very healthy. I eat onions all the time. Garlic is good for you too. And I see some of my white onions bulbing up out there. I see where Lucky tried to climb up in there and lay down on my onions. I don't know what I'm going to do with that cat. So I took some sticks and stuck them up in there. He won't get in there if there's something pokey that he's got to move or lay on top of. He'll leave it alone, but he climbed up in the pot on the porch that I had those 2 potato vines in. And by God, he had been laying down in there. He pushed the sticks over and laid down completely on one of the potato vines. And I know that potato vine is dead now. I don't think it'll come back to life. I could eat some turkey legs and rice. That would be real good. You're going to be at your daughter's wedding in October. October should be a good month to have a wedding. It won't be hot, won't be cold, hopefully. Yeah, I always say a prayer for all my subscribers. I know because a lot of my subscribers have health problems, health issues. Some are a little bit worse than others. Well, thank you, Gladys. You're sunburned, Jana? Oh, no. You need some aloe vera gel. Rub down in aloe vera. That'll get rid of the burn. Oh, wow, Henry. Rib eyes and baked potatoes. That sounds good. And I've got a few little steaks in the freezer, but didn't even think about taking one out and cooking it today. I could have thrown it on the grill. I bought some steaks to take over to my son's to cook for his birthday and never got around to do it. So I went over there and took them out to dinner for his birthday and hers. So I got my steaks. I'll just eat them myself. Like I said, you can't fool me, Mama, with sticks. No, you can't fool that cat. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I'll run him out of one, he'll go find another one to get in. I had to put sticks all over the pot that has the hostas in it because they never would have been able to come up if I'd have left the sticks out of it, because Lucky would have been laying all on top of them and it would have killed the hosta. Okay, country girls cooking. You have a blessed rest of your Easter day. Your son and his wife are having a wedding in September, Jana. They are already married, but they are having their celebration in September. Well, good. That'll be nice. Put some orange. I think one thing that got Lucky to wanting to get in those pots is I had catnip growing in one, and I found him getting up in that pot or the tote, laying down beside the catnip. And now he thinks he can just get up in any of them because I took the catnip out of it. And I put it in another pot, but I think it died when I transplanted it. You put orange peels in the garden, and that keeps the cat out of it. I've got a couple of oranges. I'm gonna have to peel some oranges. I'll put orange peelings in all my totes out there, if that'll work. I bet, Janet, it'll be a good time. It kept ours out up with a I've never heard about putting orange peelings out in the garden to keep the cats out, but hey, I'll try anything. Oh no, Patty. She wants to know, does anybody know how to keep a dog from digging up your yard? Oh no. I have no idea about that. I don't have a dog, so I don't have the problem of him digging up my yard, so. Yeah, a man and a wife in September are big 25 years we've been married. Wow, that's a long time. My brother and his wife were married over 50 years before she died. More like about 55, somewhere along in there. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. They got married right out of high school. And he's a brother that's a year older than me. It's your friend's dog, but you keep her. And she digs up your yard. I don't know what to tell you. I've not had that problem, so I don't know what anybody would do about a dog digging up their yard. Your husband and you 25 years. That's a long time to be married, especially nowadays. Not many people have wood burning stoves anymore, Wilson, unless you live in Alaska or unless you're on off grid a lot of people that are off grid prefer a wood burning stove, really. Keeps the house warm in the wintertime. And in the summer, you can cook outside. You don't have to cook on inside on the wood burning stove. You got two little chihuahuas and they don't do that? Well, the two fur babies, they scratch around to go to the bathroom and then they cover it up, but they don't really dig holes like a dog would be digging. You have a chihuahua. Oh, wow, Gladys, you and your husband were together 38 years before he passed. A few years ago. Your 5 cats are angels. Well, mine are too. If I could just keep little Buddy out of the, not little Buddy, but Lucky, out of my flower pots, out of my vegetable pots. If he'd stay off my plants, I don't want him in my pots laying on my plants. It's like he thinks the plants are his sheet. He can lay on top of them. And I don't know how many of you saw the video, the one that I posted this morning, all the way to the end. But you remember Dennis Malone and Stephanie, his niece? You know, about the time she left, she was saying that she was expecting. Well, it's going to be a little girl, and they've already picked out a name for their little girl. And I don't remember offhand when she said the baby is due, but they've picked out the name Lily Rosetta. Lily Rosetta is what they're going to name the little girl when she's born. Give him his own pot. I gave him his own pot out under the greenhouse, and he don't want to go near it. I guess because I had to keep it shut up for a little bit. He couldn't get in there, so now he don't go in there. I want to know how that storm went. It breezed on by us. I didn't even have really real bad wind from it. I mean, just enough that it, you know, knocked over one of the corner posts for the shade cloth. And it pulled one of them up on the other side, and it wasn't too much to have to just go out there and fix it. But one of my poles is cracked, split from being pulled over from the wind, but it's still upright. So the next time I go to Home Depot, I'm going to have to get a couple more of those thin posts that I've got them on, so I can replace that one right now and have another one to prop up some of the shade cloth in other spots out there. You're leery about storms here in St. Louis tonight? I know, I was wondering too, because you don't hear those tornado sirens very often. I said, I know that thing is close for that siren to be wailing. But thank God it didn't come to my yard. I don't know where it went, but it wasn't here. I'll have to look up on the internet tornadoes in Granbury, Texas on the 19th. See if it comes up with anything. I didn't even think about doing that. Well, I was typing it in and it just disappeared on me. The 19th would have been my parents' 67th anniversary. The weather was like their marriage turbulent. Oh, wow. And I got the sound turned off of it. I was looking to see if I could find anything.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be live here in just a second. We're technically live now, but I'm pressing some buttons. We've got a tornado warning for Jack County in North Texas.
That's Jack County. I'm not looking for Jack County. I'm excited for my barbecue pork roast, baked beans, etc. for supper. Mine's already gone. I'll tell you, my pork roast and my baked beans that I had, they were so good. My mashed potatoes.
Go and make sure the mics are on and all that hoopla. Hopefully it is. If not, well, we're going to find out pretty quick. But we do have a tornado warning.
I want for Granbury, not these other places. I'm getting hungry too, talking about all this food. Okay, Toller is close by. They had a tornado in Toller, which is not too far from here. And then I think it went toward Weatherford, which is away from here. But I want to get closer than that. I want something that was here. See where this one was. Texas possible tornado spotted in Granbury. Okay, well, where's the rest of it about that? Well, this isn't. I don't want to know anything about an artist carving anything. I wanted to see about the tornado. And it's not going to come up on this thing. It's too slow and it's too iffy. So you never can bring up what you're looking for. Oh, Klondike ice cream bars for dessert. That sounds real good, Patty C. I love ice cream bars. Yeah, poor man's soup. I made a video on, I think, on poor man's soup, didn't I? Poor man's dinner or something. I don't know. Poor man's soup is good. Put anything in it you got on hand, really. But it comes out good. Trying to see. Neon Legend, well, thank you so much for that super chat. You have a possible tornado watch, so be careful if need be. Well, we had our tornado scare last night. I hope we don't have another one tonight. But thank you so much for that super chat, Neon. I appreciate that very much. Tonight, ham, scalloped potatoes, spinach, onions, spoon bread, asparagus dinner rolls, deviled eggs, and strawberry shortcake for dessert. That sounds good. I'm going to go eat with Tamara tonight. I'll leave my tuna pasta salad for another time. I like Tamara's menu better. You now work with orphan kids at a camp for kids. Well, good for you, Wilson. What a nice thing to do. Everyone is welcome. I hope you cooked a lot. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, life with Pippin time. I hope she's cooked enough for all of us. You're an orphan yourself, Wilson? You're not really, are you, Wilson? I mean, I don't know. I know you joke a lot, so I don't know sometimes when you're serious or when you're just joking around. We're still in Lubbock from Mom's heart surgery, so my brother got us a Cracker Barrel carryout. It was good. Oh, wow, that sounds good. Well, I hope your mom's doing well. Yeah, there's something in turkey that makes you sleepy. I'll agree with you, Gladys. I forget what they say is in turkey that makes you sleepy. You were orphaned at 62? Oh, good. She's done well. Life with Pippintine says, I'm late joining in. How'd you make it through that weather? Made it through just fine. It must have been all around us, but, you know, it didn't get real bad here. The wind was up a little bit at one point, and, you know, it messed my shade cloth up over the garden a little bit, but other than that, everything was fine here. That was my AC unit that just kicked on, Wilson. Central air. It makes a lot of racket when it's on. Yeah, I don't know about the surrounding area because I haven't checked the news. I haven't checked on Facebook or anywhere to find out what else is going on. Oh my goodness, Neon. Neon Legend, thank you so much. There goes another super chat and a big super chat. Thank you so much. Each time is a blessing. You remind me of my grandmother so much. May she rest in peace, so please be healthy and keep going and doing what you believe in or not. It means a lot. Well, thank you so much, Neon. Neon Legend, thank you so much for that super chat. Bless you. Bless your heart. I don't drink wine. Sankey, okay? I don't drink wine. I don't drink alcohol of any kind, not even wine. That's, people give you a super chat. You have to put it in, Wilson. There's a place down at the bottom of the chat box where you can enter a super chat. And that's how I get them. They just give them. I don't ask for them. They just put them in, and Neon put 2 in. The first one and now this one. That was a nice Easter present. Thank you so much, Neon. And there's Melinda. Hello, Melinda. Happy Thanksgiving. And Sankey, okay. Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, not Thanksgiving. Happy Easter. I don't know where I'm getting Thanksgiving from. It's Happy Easter. Oh, no, another one. My goodness, Neon. Wow. The 3rd super chat. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. Well, I don't know, Wilson, but they're sure generous. And there's It's Me, Ann. Happy Easter, Ann. How's your Easter been going, Ann? Family was here. The day was great. Oh, okay, so they're all left and went home now, huh? Well, it's, what, 4:30 in the afternoon. It's probably almost dinner time, so I guess it was time for them to go home and get everything set for tomorrow. Probably some of them have to go back to work. It's got to be your reception, Wilson. As far as I know, everything is fine on my end here. Is everybody else's audio any good, or you're losing audio, or how is it? Your older son had to drive to Lake Jackson, yeah. Lake Jackson's where my friend lives. His name's Ron. He built a house down there, and he was working at the nuclear power plant down there when it was still under construction. It's been completed for several years now, but he still has a house there. He lives there until he gets it renovated to where he can sell it and then move to North Carolina, where he's already bought a house there. Mine's fine. Have my rabbit ears up for easier listening. Well, good. I think it's just probably Wilson's reception or something. Maybe his Wi-Fi or something going on down there. Got your rabbit ears up for Easter. Funny, Uncle BB. You didn't think anybody'd catch that, did you? Yeah, we've only got a slight breeze blowing out there today. But it was whipping my shade cloth around a bit earlier. I don't know how it's doing right now. But about the time you start needing shade cloth up is when the windy time hits this area. Through April and May, you get a lot of wind and a little bit of rain showers. I'm 80 pounds lighter than Easter 2021. Still have a way to go. Well, good for you. Wow, that's good work. Yeah, congratulations, BB, Uncle BB. Ooh, me. If I lost 80 pounds, over half of me'd be gone. I need to lose weight, though. I probably don't really need to lose 80 pounds, but... No, I know I don't, because I'd be Twiggy the way she was many years ago. Famous Twiggy, nothing but a skeleton. That's all I'd be if I lost 80 pounds. Thanks, but food will be up my first love. Yeah, mine too. That's the only enjoyment I usually get is the food I eat in my garden. And seeing my kids occasionally. Okay, Gladys. Well, I understand. Anytime I eat a turkey dinner, I'm ready to take a nap not too long after that. Mom had a sweet tooth, and it was passed down to you. Who sends funds to you when a super chat is sent? YouTube. It goes into the YouTube account for me. And when they send me my pay from YouTube, they send me the money from the super chats. Oh, me. Gladys talking about getting sleepy now. I'm getting sleepy. And I didn't eat turkey. I don't have any excuse. Yeah, Wilson, when anybody sends me a super chat, it goes into YouTube account that I have set up. And whenever YouTube pays me my pay for that month, then that super chat is with the pay. It's added in. Whew, me. Gladys, you're making me sleepy just talking about it. They discontinued two great candy bars, Planters, Peanut Block, and Payday bars. Really? Payday bars were my favorite. I didn't know they discontinued them. I've seen them still in the stores. Why would they discontinue a Payday bar? That's one of the best candy bars you can get. Sounds like sink fixing money, hurrah. Maybe. I can't believe they would. I don't know about the Planters Peanut Block, but a Payday bar was one of my favorite birthday candy bars when I was growing up. The Baby Ruth and Payday bars and Hershey bars were my favorite three candy bars that I would always buy. One time I'd get a Baby Ruth, one time I'd get a Payday bar, and one time I'd get a Hershey bar. I'd alternate because those are my three best ones. And I still do it today. Occasionally when I go to the store and buy groceries, I might get a Payday bar, or I might get a Baby Ruth, or I might pick up a Hershey bar. Yeah, I like M&M's, but they weren't my favorite. Baby Ruth's, I'd rather have a Baby Ruth bar, or a Hershey bar, or a Payday. There I go yawning again. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to have everybody watching yawning. Well, I love the Hershey bars with almonds. But it's kind of hard to chew up the almonds. Even though I still love them. Yeah, I kind of like the peanut M&Ms, but I hardly ever get them because the Payday, or Baby Ruth, or the Hershey bar wins out. Once in a while, I buy a Three Musketeer or a Mars bar because they're on my list of good candy bars too, and the peanut M&Ms. But like I said, it's got to the place where if you got a couple of missing teeth, it's kind of hard to chew up those nuts. Uncle B be better off with food. Yeah. Oh, big. Snicker bars is pretty good. Snickers, Baby Ruths, Hershey was on with almonds, Payday bars. They're all up with the top numbers for me. Oh, could not eat a Snickers bar right now. Grab me a piece of my fudge over there. I love peanut butter and I love chocolate, but I've never been crazy about peanut butter cups. But I love Snickers bars, Baby Ruths, Paydays, Hershey bars with almonds. I even like Three Musketeers, but they're not one of my favorites. They're like up there, but they're not at the top. But I do like Three Musketeer bars. But I can't believe they pull a Payday bar off the market and not produce them anymore. You love the mini peanut butter cups. You love hot fudge with peanut butter sauce. Y'all are making me hungry. Crunchy Reese's, orange slice mandarin, my 80s go-to. Baby Ruth candy bar, what I like. I'm going to grab me a piece of my fudge in a minute. I got to start eating something. I like Twix, Kit Kat, but not really chocolate person. I'll eat Twix or Kit Kats, but I'd rather have my other candy bars if I had my choice. And that Baby Ruth, it's hard to beat a good Baby Ruth. All that chocolate and caramel and nuts and oh, Baby Ruth is the best. Mom loved Planters peanut block. I don't think I've ever bought a peanut block. Oh. Sounded like a cat or something jumped on the roof. I heard it. Or a squirrel. Goobers and Raisinets. I love Raisinets now. You're allergic to peanuts? I am just slightly. I'd have to eat a ton of peanuts to get an allergic reaction to them, though. Because I've noticed when I've sat down and just gorged out on peanuts, my throat gets a little scratchy. So I start having a reaction. So I'd have to eat several handfuls of peanuts to get a reaction of any kind. But when I start feeling like that, I quit eating them and I don't have any problem. There's a lot of things I eat that I'm allergic to. Oh, I love peanuts covered in chocolate too. Your YouTube is not set up for super chat. Well, it should be at the bottom of the screen. I don't know. I just lost my picture. Where's my chat? Get back to my live chat. I don't know about that, Wilson. I've never gotten that before. You have to make a purchase for it to work. What are they wanting you to purchase? Maybe that's what you do is you it's like you're making a purchase but you're actually sending money. I don't know. I don't know how this one's set up. Raisinets are raisins. Oh, I know. Raisins covered in chocolate. Donna says she wants candy. I just want something to eat. Y'all are making me hungry. Talking about food and now candy. Yeah, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. I remember that commercial. That was a long time ago. I remember there was a lady that came to one of the church get-togethers one time, and they had, oh, what is the name of that chicken place? I can't remember the name of it. But they were catering chicken sandwiches and fries and things like that. And the lady walked up to one of the workers and she said, "Do you know what kind of oil you use to fry this chicken in?" And they said they didn't know. And she said, well, she needed to know before her son could eat any of that chicken, because if it was done fried in peanut oil, he couldn't eat it, because he could just take one bite of that chicken if it was fried in peanut butter oil or peanut oil, and he would break out. He would have an allergic or severe allergic reaction. And they never could tell her, so she wouldn't let him eat any of it. I mean, they could have called their boss from their job where they came from and found out what they fried it with. What is the name of the chicken place? It's not, oh heck. It's so popular with everybody. But I don't like their chicken sandwiches. I went there and got a chicken sandwich one time and I didn't like it. And I've never went back. It's not KFC. It's that other chicken place. I mean, their other chicken might be good, but I didn't like their chicken sandwich, so. Well, it's me. Ann says mine won't work either. There you go, Tamara. Just keep a couple of chocolate chips in your freezer. If you need something sweet, just grab one. Or grab a handful. And hello, Trace. Hello, how are you? Tracy. No, it's not Popeyes. It's that other chicken. Oh, heck. It's real popular with everybody, but I can't think of the name of it to save my life. Pull this cord over here and plug this thing in because it's about dead. That might be one reason it wouldn't tell me. Chick-fil-A, that's it, Chick-fil-A. I went there one day because everybody was raving about their chicken, their sandwiches and everything. And I just went through the drive-thru and I got me a Coke and a chicken sandwich. I did not like that sandwich. It was terrible. I thought one time later that I'd go back and try their chicken strips or something, but I never did. I said if I didn't like their sandwich, I probably wouldn't like their chicken strips either. Yeah, that's what I thought. And that's what that boy's mom thought too, that they used peanut oil. And if that was the case, he couldn't eat any of it. Because he could just take one bite of that chicken sandwich, and just that little bit of peanut oil would give him a really severe allergic reaction. Edith says, I refuse to eat KFC now after they left vulgarity comments to your broadcast. Yeah, but that wasn't the real KFC. That was just a troll with the name. That wasn't really KFC. It was Chick-fil-A. That's the one I was trying to think of. Everybody just swore by Chick-fil-A when it came to Granbury. And I said, well, I'm going to go by there and give it a try. I'm really in the mood for a chicken sandwich. And, oh, it was awful. We have a Chicken Express that has real good chicken strips and cream potatoes, gravy, really good okra that I usually get. And I haven't been there in ages and ages. It's been years since I went out and got a meal. I mean, I'll go through McDonald's and pick up their $5 meal deal, or go by Wendy's and get their $5 family meal, or whatever it is they call it, biggie bag. But that's the only thing I've done for a couple of years now. I don't really go to Panda Express or any of them anymore. They charge too much. I love Almond Joy bars. They changed the name to Chicken and Things. The Chick-fil-A changed their name to Chicken and Things. Or which place changed their name to Chicken and Things? I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A either. And they're pricey too. Yeah. I noticed that. They were pricey. And I didn't like the sandwich, so I never went back. I didn't give them a second chance, y'all. Usually if I don't like the first thing I order from a place, I don't go back. Yeah, exactly, Edith. The KFC, the restaurant, didn't have anything to do with the vulgar remarks. That was just some troll using KFC for a name. Oh my God, that was many, many years ago. I remember candy cigarettes. We were leery. We wondered what the things were. We don't have a Chicken Unlimited here, and I've never heard of a Chicken and Things here either. Milky Way candy bars. Yeah, the Milky Ways were pretty good. A golden chick. Y'all ever heard of a golden chick? They sell shrimp and all kind of stuff. I don't know if we've got one here or not. I don't think we do. I thought it would show where they were located, but it doesn't. Their meal combos, seafood starts at $8.99. Goodness. It don't say where they're at. But I don't think we've got any here. We've got a lot of restaurants here, but I've never heard of that one. We used to have, well, we got Jack in the Box still. We got a Jack in the Box. It's out here right across the street from McDonald's, actually. And I've only been there once or twice since they've been in Granbury, and they've been here for several years. I just usually go to McDonald's or Burger King when it was here. Even though Jack in the Box is just across the street. I never liked the Milky Way. Eat the chocolate off the outside and throw away the fluffy middle. Yeah, I'd rather have the Mars bar than the Milky Way. Okay, Connor Webb. Oh, we got Ronald McDonald back in the house. Somebody got rid of him before I could get to it. It's hard for me to do it because I have to do it on the camera, and I'm afraid I'm going to cut it off. Now we got Dairy Queen back in here. Somebody put them in timeout for 24 hours. That way they can't come back. Because we'll be gone. Here comes Burger King again. Well, we've been on here for a little over 2 hours anyway. And y'all probably got stuff to take care of, this being Easter Sunday. And we got Wendy's back in the house. I tell you what, I don't know what I'm going to do with these people. They don't mind subscribing to your channel just to get in and do all this. Good, Patty C. Thank you very much. It's the trolls, Wilson. Yeah, nothing better to do than to come into somebody's Easter Sunday live and do that kind of stuff. That's terrible. They're downright hateful. I know they are, Edith. There's not much you can do but just block them. My blocking is on speed dial. There you go, Patty. Wilson wants to be a moderator. Okay, you're a moderator now, Wilson. I didn't even realize I could do that, but I could. Or you're supposed to be anyway. I put Patty in and Ann in as a moderator. Okay, Patty C, you have a blessed night. I put you in as a moderator, I believe. It should show up in blue probably the next time or two you come into live or when you leave a comment. And yours should show up too. I know it's awful, isn't it, Uncle BB? Well, you're supposed to be. Patty C, yours is supposed to be in blue. I don't know why it's not. It should be now. Okay, Wilson. There you go. You can put them in timeout, I think, to up to like 24 hours. I don't know if you can completely block them. You might, I don't know. I don't know what y'all see as a moderator on your end. Well, you know, it's not Dairy Queen and it's not KFC, Edith. It's just the trolls. It's other people doing it. It don't have anything to do with Dairy Queen or KFC. They're just using that name. And I doubt Dairy Queen or KFC could do anything about it because they can't figure out who's doing it. And there's Divergenton. I don't know. But welcome whoever you are. unless you're another troll. I like hot dogs. I don't like cigarettes. I'm allergic to cigarettes. I don't smoke. Oh, this is another troll, y'all. Well, we've been on here for over 2 hours anyway, so we probably ought to end the live. We've been on here about as long as we usually stay on for a live. I know it's terrible. They're definitely kids, because adults wouldn't do that. I mean, kids can be 30 years old, you know, because some people never grow up. And it's the people that don't grow up that come in and do that kind of thing. But anyway, y'all have a blessed rest of your Easter Sunday. I appreciate all of you coming into my live. I've enjoyed it. You've made my day. I got to get busy and fix me some dinner because I'm starving after all of you talking about all this food and candy and everything. So anyway, I'm going to call it. Oh, Neon Legend, another super chat. Oh my goodness. Just when I'm trying to end my live, you come up with another super chat. That makes me want to stay. But yeah, I appreciate all of you coming into my super chat or my live today. I appreciate all of you spending your time with me on Easter Sunday afternoon. Stay for a little bit. Okay, well, I can. I'm getting hungry, y'all. I don't have anything cooked yet, Edith. I was going to make my pasta. Okay, Debbie. You have a blessed day too. And we'll see you next time, y'all. Love you. Bye now.